Hello, everybody.
I'm here with another friend today. His story is amazing. He's Tiago Rocha. I'm going to let him introduce himself to you. How are you today, my friend?
I'm doing great. How about you? Thanks for having me.
I'm awesome. Thanks for accepting doing this interview with me. Tiago, could you start the interview by telling your amazing story to my viewers?
Sure. What's up, everyone? It's a great pleasure for me to be here today. Well, I'll be talking to you a little bit about my life journey and the obstacles that I had to face to get to the point where I'm at right now. And I'll have to come back to my childhood. So I was born in Feira de Santana, in state of Bahia, which is it's a small city, but not that small. But I was raised with two siblings and a mom and a dad in a community that was really violent, a lot of drugs, a lot of crime, and really financial, with financial problems. I would say we were really poor and dreaming big was something that wasn't allowed to us where I came from. But as a kid, I've always been so creative and really related to arts, to music, to theater, acting, dancing. And that used to be my way of my way of communicating, my way of vibrating in this world. And I had this dream to speak English fluently and to go abroad, to go to the United States. That was my main goal, my really dear dream that I kept close to my heart. And I would tell everyone, one day I'll be in the United States, one day I'll speak English fluently. And people would laugh. People would say, Tiago, you're just a dreamer. Look at you. You don't have food to eat every day. I mean, look at your house. Look at where you live. But I think I was kind of I tried to close my eyes to see my reality and just I felt this motivation to fight for the things that I believed. My parents they couldn't afford this English course that I was so obsessed with. I used to tell them, please, I need to study English. I need to go to English school. And they said, Tiago, we cannot afford that. And then I had this plan. I put up a plan and I decided, okay, I'll teach English. I'll teach myself. I'll learn by myself. I'll talk English to myself. And then that's what I did. I tried to get any sort of material that I would be able to get access that had some English content in it. We didn't have computers or internet access or cable TV. So I just had books and magazines. So I used to ask all of my friends, don't you have any English book or any English dictionary? And then I had this material with me and I started studying it. And I had this kind of goals weekly, like the plans that I had to do. Like every week, I had to learn other 20 new English vocabulary, or I had to learn this specific grammar rule or grammar tense. And then I was teaching myself, but I didn't have any kind of material to listen to the pronunciation. So what happened? I could read English, I could write English, but I couldn't speak because I didn't have any CD or tapes. And then I met this girl that she was fluent in English, and then I used to go to her house to practice with her, and then she would help me, and we would have fun. Every afternoon, I would go to her house. Her parents were wealthy, so the best part of my time when I went to her house is she always had some cool snacks. to share with me while we were studying. So that was so fun. Uh, Besides that, I could learn English by myself. Of course, it wasn't perfect. My English is not perfect yet, but I mean, I could communicate. In every experience that I had talking to a native person, the person would say, "You have a good English. I can understand you. You understand. Your English is clear." So that gave me some sort of, oh, I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of the work that I have worked, the work that I did to get here. So once that was one part of the plan was done, speak English. But then I had the other part of my dream, which was going to the United States, studying abroad. And that was the biggest part of the journey. Yeah, yeah, the biggest part of the journey.
How has New York fallen into your lap?
Okay. So I went to college, so I did letters with English. And that was the only place at the university where I could have access to internet and computers. So I used to go and spend some time like just surfing on the internet, trying to find other schools. I mean, like filmmaking schools or acting schools in the United States. And then I saw this ad from New York Film Academy. When I opened the website, I saw this picture of this black guy holding a camera and directing a scene. And this guy, he looked like me. We were so similar. I mean, we were similar for real. And then I printed that picture of him with that camera and I put in my prayer notebook. So I asked God, this is the place where I want to go. And then I just got I started reading every part of the website, watching videos and trailers about the school, and I got obsessed with the school. So I decided this is the place where I want to go. And I kept this place in my dreams, in my mind. I would close my eyes and see myself walking those walkways, went from the videos. And that's what I did. I started with a dream surfing on the internet. Then I got connected with this school. I sent them an email asking what does a person need to do to get a to study there to be accepted, and they explained to me the whole process. And then I started. I was so crazy. I mean, I didn't have any money, but I was sending documents and writing letters and asking for recommendation letters. So I got all these documents that they asked, and I was sending them, and I was being approved in every part of the selection. But I needed to, but of course I needed the money because I wasn't applying for a scholarship. So here's the thing. I was accepted to study at the school, but I didn't have the tuition. So I put up a video telling people my story online, speaking in English, and I sent this video to many places in the United States, to people that I didn't even know. I was on Facebook trying to find like politicians, teachers, any person that I say, this person, I would say, okay, this person might help. So I send them videos. Facebook blocked me because they thought I was a spam. But then I kept going, sending this video. And then one person, a journalist, saw this video in Brazil, and they invited me to an interview. It's one of the biggest newspapers here in Bahia. So I gave this interview, and people fall in love with me, with my story, and they started donating money. People that I've never met, people that they just knew me from that paper. So I was invited to new radio stations, and I was spreading the word, telling people my story. and I got some money, but not the amount that I needed to pay the whole tuition. We get amount donations in real, but I had to convert to dollar, so that's not fair. So uh, here's what did. I mean, I got this email from the school saying, Tiago, on November 30th is the last day for you to pay the tuition. It's the deadline, so you have to wire us the money, and then we'll be good to go. So the day arrived, and I just had like 6,000 reais, and I needed so much more. So I was praying, asking God, please don't let me down, don't let me, you know. I before this whole experience, I had faced uh, some visa denials. So my visa has been denied twice before that because I had another opportunity to go abroad
Mm-hmm.
in an exchange program, but
Sure.
unfortunately it didn't work out. So I saw this opportunity as my last shot. So I really wanted this thing to work. But I remember that I was praying, and then that day was a day of praying and be motivated by my faith. Uh, so I got this email from the school in the end of the afternoon. It was about like 5 o'clock. At that time, I had a computer already at home in internet access. So when I saw the book, I opened the email and then I just started crying because when I read it, it was a receipt saying that my school has been paid and I'm good to go. So I wasn't understanding what's going on. I was like, what's going on here? I didn't pay anything. Is it for real? Is it a prank? And then I sent them an email and they said, Tiago, one person from the United States saw your video and this person called us and he paid us. So your tuition and everything for your expenses for this course is all paid. So I was crying hard, and my mom, she was with me that moment. So that was really uh, emotional, because uh, a couple months ago I was crying because my visa has been denied, and then that moment I was, so a new spark of light has been uh,
Mm-hmm.
lightened in front of us.
Yeah.
So that's why I chose New York, and then I traveled to New York, and everything worked together for this. The housing. A couple years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I met this lady in my city. I was her translator, so I asked her to stay at home. She received me at her home. Other friends, they paid my flight tickets, and then I went to New York City.
Well, Tiago, I was completely quiet and just in wonderment of the story. I have one thing to say to you. When there is a will, there is a way. That's what you did. I never stopped dreaming for 1 second. I think we should never stop dreaming. And that's what I do as well as many other people's story, but your story has to be told as you are. And I think you are a role model for those who think they should give up on their first obstacle. And I can say that because I am as well, living proofs that we should never give up because I told you my story before the interview. So I want to say kudos to you. Your story is really amazing. And I'm also crazy about New York, as I told you before. Please, as you listen to his story, never give up dreaming, never stop
Yeah.
dreaming because one day it happens. What was the biggest lesson for you in all this?
My biggest lesson is to keep faith. I mean, don't look to the obstacles.
Hmm.
They are there. to make you grow. So it's not about how fast you get there, you know. Uh, so it helped me to believe that the world is much bigger than my city, the city where I was born. When I stood my foot, and then I was in the middle of Central Times Square, and I was looking at everything around and saying, man, this is real.
What do you do now with all that you have learned in New York?
Mhm.
What is your profession? What do you do?
Well, besides being an English teacher,
Hmm.
I'm not teaching at schools
Yeah.
anymore. So I quit teaching at schools 2 years ago.
Hmm.
Um, but I have an English course, so I'm an
Yeah.
online English course. So I have
Hmm.
lots of students that are learning English with me every day, and that's so good to give back to the community, to the
Hmm. Hmm.
society. Besides that, I'm an actor and director.
Hmm.
So right now I work at a local TV called Jaffa TV. It's an
Hmm.
American network,
Hmm.
North American network that came to Salvador.
Yeah.
So last year I've been working as a reporter, but this year we'll be focused more on
Hmm. Hmm.
producing content to streaming,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
series and movies. So I'm working with two projects with Netflix right now.
Hmm.
So soon you guys will you
Yeah.
hear from me.
Do you have any unforgettable moment as a teacher that you could tell us?
Yeah, I used to teach kids. So
Hmm.
teaching kids it is a really magical
Yeah.
experience. So yeah, I organized at the school where I used to teach a spelling bee
Hmm.
championship. And then the kids were so motivated to be part of it. And I sent them,
Yeah.
they were like 8, 9 years old.
Hmm.
And I gave them at least 100 words and they memorized and learned all of
Wow.
them. So in the final, we had 10
Wow.
students and any of them, they couldn't make mistakes. They were spelling correctly. So we went over the 100 words, and
Hmm.
nobody missed a
Hmm.
thing. So that moment, I said,
Hmm.
okay,
Hmm.
that that's learning. You cannot. I mean, kids that from that age, that was so great. I saw
Yeah.
the joy in their parents' eyes and to see their kids
Hmm.
there
Hmm.
shining.
Yeah.
So
It's living out the dream, right? Your story is really, really inspiring, and I am so happy to have you as a guest. And now we are getting to the end of the interview, and I would like to play the rapid round game with you. To dream is
my dream is to be a star.
New York is,
My second home.
I say the same. Uh, acting is,
A way of living.
my future will be.
Successful.
Teaching is,
Sharing.
the most beautiful word in English for me is.
Dream.
Now you can ask me your questions.
My family is
My foundation,
the society is
something we have to learn to live with.
obstacles are
Sometimes hard, sometimes they teach lessons, but we survive.
the path is
Great if you always look ahead.
I'm grateful for.
My friends, my children, my wife, my family, and for my profession. I love being an English teacher.
That's it. Good
Okay.
job.
For every guest, I have a sentence, a quote, a takeaway. And for you is nothing different than John Lennon's line. You may say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I think
Yeah.
dreaming is food for the soul. So keep up the good job. You are also an inspiration. Thank you for this amazing interview, and I hope you have liked this. This was my friend Tiago Rocha. All his details are going to be in the description below. I hope you liked it as much as I did. Thank you, my friend, once again. It was a huge pleasure to have you on the channel for an interview. See you next week. Bye bye. Thank you. See you.
Bye.
Hello, it's Rod's friend here, Gino from Real Everyday English. Sorry for interrupting your video. I just want to make a quick recommendation that you subscribe to Rodrigo's channel. He's an amazing guy, he's so humble, he's so dedicated, and he creates absolutely fantastic content. See you people soon. Bye bye, God bless.